3, 2, 1.
The link down below has been replaced, but I still urge you to head to the link below, educate yourself, and consider supporting Ukraine financially. All the sources down there have been vetted. Your money will go to the right place. 97, 98, 99, 100! Yeah, this is the 100th episode of the Headhunter space program, and rather fittingly, we are doing the big one. The biggest one. The most difficult planet in the game. This is the Eve mission. So, we have 5 ships involved in this particular mission, compared to the usual 2. Technically 4 ships, but there's a lander attached to Pegasus right now, which we'll be using for something else besides Eve. I don't want to say entirely, because look, we're going to Gilly. We're doing Eve and Gilly. So one ship goes to Eve, the other one goes to Gilly. Unicorn is involved in this mission, actually. So Unicorn is going as a backup ship. Pegasus is going to Gilly, and it is using a Destiny-class Starshot lander. Pretty basic lander. In fact, it might be too powerful for Gilly, because Gilly's gravity is so catastrophically low, we might accidentally push ourselves away from the moon. But for this mission, we have 2 landings, but these are the last 2 celestial bodies that we have not landed on. And, yeah, hopefully we're gonna do good. As for the last ship, that is the Eve Buster, the aptly named Eve Buster. It was designed for one purpose: land and return from Eve. An impossible task, they said. To which I say, probably, but we're going anyway. We've gone through extensive testing with that ship, so hopefully it will not explode. Especially after the modifications I need to make before I actually launch the thing. It's not going to look like a very pretty rocket, but it is going to be the largest thing we've ever launched. All right, stand by. Always absolute perfection with those 2. So, this right here, this really isn't anything special. This is ship number 5. This is just the warm-up. What we have here is your standard mass relay. This is just so we can communicate with everybody. It's not particularly hard. In fact, all we need to do is get it into an orbit. Doesn't even have to be a good orbit for that matter. And it is out of atmosphere. That entire shroud to cover up that one little thing. Alright, so we're doing direct ascent here to get us away from Kerbin. I estimate a burn time of, well, quite a bit, but it's nothing that we haven't done before. Getting to Eve from Kerbin is not particularly hard. If this rocket can get us all the way to Joule, it can get us to Eve. It's not hard. And Jewelcom is still up there operating as a comms relay for all of our rovers and stuff. There's still so much science we haven't uncovered up there. Even though this is our last mission for Kerbal Space Program 1. I said a very long time ago that we would be visiting every planet and moon before KSP-2 launched. And Headhunter Space Program is still dedicated to that. We are passing the orbit of Celestia 2. Altitude 170 kilometers and climbing. Current speed just under 2 kilometers per second. This is just perfection. I would expect it from this rocket. This is a rocket we've launched so many times, and basically, we don't even have to do a dang thing. I could just mess around over here in the map view and just enjoy the ride. The rocket is just that good. Alright. Now this stage should get us to, hang on. Okay, we're fine. How we looking? Ooh, very good, very good. Yep, 419 meters per second delta V remaining, but we should have enough to exit the Kerbin sphere of influence! No, a little more. There we go. A little bit more. Okay. All right. Let's get the big bastard. All right. So, this is not the big one. Instead, Pegasus needs to do a 1 minute, 19 second burn to get it out of, Kerbin's sphere of influence. And my phone is going off like crazy. This is more important. Burn in T minus 1537. And like I said earlier, she is carrying a very, very crooked Destiny-class lander. I figured it would be appropriate if we used the Destiny class for our final landing in Kerbal Space Program 1. And also, just as a note here, we will be retiring Kerbal Space Program 1 at the end of this mission. We are a month out from Kerbal Space Program 2 as of recording this, and it's about time to move on, as it were. Bigger and better things. Colonization, interstellar travel, multiplayer. There's a new space center down there that I want to see. Well, actually, there are several space centers down there. We just haven't discovered one. There's apparently one, like, 50 kilometers north of the Kerbal Space Center. I have not seen it. Here, hang on. Are we about to fly over the KSC? It should be right. Wait. Okay, hang on. There's the mountain, I think. That there should be the... that's the KSC, right there. Okay, so... from the Kerbal Space Center, it's apparently up the coastline a little bit. And apparently it has a boat launching facility, which is... I don't get some of the people who play this game, alright? They've given you an entire solar system to explore, but you want to build submarines. I don't understand it. Some people. Alright, so we could burn it at about 40 seconds? Yeah, 40. 40 should be good. And I am not going to make you guys watch the entire burn here because we have a million things to launch today. Alright, 50 seconds. I'm wondering why the timing on this always has to be so goddamn precise. You know what? Just go. Bring us up to 2/3 throttle. We're carrying a lander today, so we have to be careful. We can't go all out like we have been with the last 2 missions. And it's also very crooked, so I want to keep an eye on it. But otherwise, current power is good. Fuel drain nominal. Yes. Everything that you have come to expect from Pegasus is proceeding as normal. Okay, so nearly at the end of the burn here. A few minutes later. And yeah. As expected, absolutely nothing has gone wrong with Pegasus. Just like always, absolutely nothing ever goes wrong with this beautiful, beautiful ship. Which is so beautiful that it goes to the moon by accident. It's really good at what it does. So that there is our Kerbin mass relay. And that's on its way out. I kind of figured it would be higher than that by now. And we overshot just a tiny bit, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. SES flight assist off. Let's just stabilize it real quick. There we go. Alright, SAS flight assist off. Just gonna time accelerate just a little tiny bit just to stabilize her. Alright. Our good old exploration cruiser. However, this mission's a little different. Because for this mission, we have 2 exploration cruisers. And this is the second support ship. This is Unicorn, sister ship of the Pegasus. It weighs a lot less than Pegasus, and its range is a lot higher. This ship is actually more capable of reaching planets than Pegasus is. But Pegasus has more scientific instruments. You'll notice that we removed the tool shed, and also this ship has a lower crew capacity. In the end, it is a smaller ship. But it's also a lot more stable. This ship was launched all in one piece and fully fueled. On one rocket. Which is, yes, that is absolute insanity but that's how it happened. This is how we got to the Mun, so we could examine the anomaly. It's a beautiful ship. You folks on Headhunter Gaming haven't actually seen this ship. The folks watching the stream right now have seen this ship. It looks a bit stubbier than its sister ship. Can it even be called a sister ship? I mean, it was completed, like, I don't know, I don't even know how long after Pegasus. There was a bit of testing that I had to go through first. Okay, that's a lie. There was no testing for this ship. I took out a bunch of stuff, strapped it to a rocket, and launched it all in one piece just to see if I could. Beautiful. Alright, node is in T-minus 40 minutes. Burn time of 27 seconds, and this time we could go full burn. Absolutely beautiful. There's a bunch of debris in orbit around the Mun. I don't know what I'm seeing right there. But I'm doing all of these ships before the big one, just so we have, just so we have a bit of time and rockets aren't slamming into each other as they try to escape Kerbin. I believe that's, yeah, that's the Vermeer Arch down there. By the way, I did check the other arches. The Vermeer Arch is not doing the same thing as the Equatorial Arch. There is one more arch, but I don't remember where it is. I've only found 2 arches. And 1 monolith. And the Neil Armstrong Memorial. Anyway. We can burn at 13. Go. Oh, yeah. Ah, look at her. So smooth, so stable. She's a hell of a lot more stable than her sister ship. Also because she's not wobbling everywhere. Well, okay. She's got a little bit of wobble, but that's alright. Carberry has it under control. There's only 3 people on board this ship, by the way. Mostly because, like, if any of our crews get into trouble, they need to be able to rescue them. And they need enough space on board to be able to rescue them. So a minimum of 4 seats need to be available on this thing. Yeah, 4. Because Pegasus has 4 people on it right now. Our Eve rocket is going to have 3. And the lander is... Well, I haven't actually decided on the lander yet, because Gilly is a special little moon. We'll have to see how it goes. Anyway, getting down there. That is a beautiful little burn we just did. Shut down. Call it good. That's enough. Oh, yes. That is beautiful. This is a neat little ship. And it's still got 21,000 meters per second of delta V on it. But, like, this thing is not carrying a lander. This thing is not carrying a big heavy tool shed, a giant heavy telescope, and a big dumb robotic arm. It is, quite simply, delightful. And now we need the big thing. Okay, it's all dark right now, but the craft is still loading in. I wanted to get this up before the physics show up. Just to show you how structurally sound this monstrous thing is. This is the largest rocket ever built by the Headhunter space program. This is the Eve Buster. That orange bit at the top, that's the lander. That thing below it, that's a pinnacle engine for some orbital maneuvering. And below that is a god rocket. This is the biggest, the heaviest, the most powerful ship we have ever assembled! And now we're going to see if it immediately blows up when we launch it. Once again, we are doing a direct ascent on this one. Full throttle. The stream chat says, launch sequence preparation is commencing. Please clear pad and fall back to a safe distance. I have reason to believe the entire peninsula is not safe at this point. The sheer volume of this thing launching is liable to cause earthquakes. The Saturn V's launch decibel volume was, well, actually, ...203 decibels. And that was with 5 F1 engines. This has 85 of those equivalent. So, combining the sound there, 20, okay, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, so 203 times 17, we're looking at 3,451 decibels. If that is, in fact, how you want the sound to just compile itself. At 3,451 decibels, whatever, it's our 100th episode, and it's not like we're gonna need the Kerbal Space Program after this, or at least the Space Center. Alright, Jeb, the nation thanks you. Prepare to blast off in 3, 2, 1! You gotta give it a second. It needs to think about this. It has to turn on 85 engines. SAS is going online. Should hold the rocket steady. We're doing direct ascent. Straight up and out of the Kerbin sphere of influence. Oh, I love it when this thing goes up. The frame rate is beautiful. Dave down there is starting to get pretty concerned. Gemini, on the other hand, is like, ah, yeah. This rocket again. Meanwhile, Mila there is like, I have no strong feelings about this one way or the other. It flies. It actually flies. That's the most surprising part about this, is that it actually does, in fact, fly. Oop, yep, okay, couldn't handle all the smoke particles. Had to give up on those. That's too many. That is too many smoke particles for the game to handle. You're the one who gave us the making history parts. And then I bought those making history parts. I bought both DLCs. Oh, Lord. Alright, so this is going to take minutes of time. So, I'll tell you what. We're gonna go ahead and, edit all the way up to, staging. Wherever staging might be. This is a lot of engines. Stand by. Okay, I think it's actually towards the bottom. Hang on. I don't know where it is. I'll find it. Alright, coming up on staging now, and dropping the stage. And when this happens, we all know it's like kablam! Kablam! Here it comes, the kablams. Fins are dropped as well. There's the kablams! There's supposed to be a non-rocket shattering kablam as those stages all hit each other. We're fine. Ah, it's beautiful. It's always a bit concerning, but it is beautiful. Alright. Second staging doesn't go nearly as crazy as that. Alright, let's see here. We have quite a bit of fuel left to go until the next stage. So, see you folks then. Okay, we are about 40 seconds away from second staging here. Current speed is 1,035 and climbing. Altitude 65,000. And 20 seconds to staging. Vessel mass has been cut in half. We're now down to 3,070 tons and dropping. This thing burns through an Olympic swimming pool's worth of fuel every 30 seconds. God, I love the God rocket. All right. Separating. Easy there. We're fine. The explosions are to be expected. Explosions are to be expecting. Very nice. Okay. I said expecting instead of expected, but you know when you tell your brain to say something and your mouth says the other thing, yeah, it's kind of like that. Anyway. Now it's burning through an Olympic swimming pool's worth of fuel every 45 seconds. Oh, good. Alright, we're about 30 seconds or so away from another staging operation here. This one should actually be extremely smooth. Vessel mass is now down to 1,400 tons and dropping. Yeah, it is mostly fuel on this thing. Oy, 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 oy. All right, here it comes. 20, 10, dropping. That one is relatively simple. We should have absolutely zero problems with that one. No explosions, no nothing. And since now now that we're out of atmosphere, we can only gain speed. Slowly, but we are gaining speed. We're about 1/3 of the way to the Mun. This is now where I need to keep an eye on this. Alright. You folks at home, just hang in there. Editing will save you. Alright, we're starting to get some Mun encounters. These are just to be expected, preliminary. Every now and then the orbits line up, but we are go for Exodus. Apogee is moving out past the orbit of Minmus. Stand by. Engine shut down now. Kerbin escape in 15 days. Orbital speed 2600 and falling. Remaining fuel 683 meters per second in a launch stage. Oh my lord. Okay. God Rocket really showed what it was capable of this time. Ooh, wow. You will not believe how long that took. That was something like a 20-minute launch, I think. Wow! Man, oh man. Okay. Calculations on that particular launch were dicey, but we made our way through it. Alright, now we can time accelerate the hell out of here. Alright, there goes Unicorn. There goes Pegasus. EVCOM. EVCOM, I think, still has a way to go. Nope, EVCOM was the first one out. Pegasus followed it almost immediately. Evebuster is out, waiting on Unicorn. Unicorn, waiting on you. Unicorn is away. Alright. Let's get these orbits lined up. Let's get these maneuvers figured out. Final mass on Evebuster, 923.874 tons. The lander weighs something like 400, so, like, still just under half. Alright. Maneuver planning. We're going to Eve. The big purple one. Target set. Transfer, create node. Node is in 2 years? What? Alright. Setting that to Buster burn. Lead time of 1 minute. Getting rid of all of these other ones. Alright. Swapping to our next one, probably gonna be EVCOM. So, switching to EVCOM now. EVCOM, when can you make this burn? Let's find out. You're next on the Price is Right, or whatever. Alright. There it is, Eve. I wanted to go for Gilly for some reason. Alright, as target by impulsive transfer in 2 years and 92 days. And the system says it doesn't have enough fuel to get there. Don't know why. This engine should be more than enough, though. Like this right here, this is nothing. Don't worry about this. It'll have more than enough fuel to get this done. Alright. And while I'm here, and while I have a frame rate, utilities, let's go ahead and extend those antennas. Every last one of them. Beautiful. That'll act as a really good relay for the fleet. Something we can use to communicate with everybody else. We're gonna extend the radiators as well, just to be safe. Lovely. Alright. Let's get the other two. Unicorn, you're next up on the prices, right? The price of Delta V. Going to... Not Gilly. God dang it. Why Gilly? Why Gilly? You're not going to Gilly. Well, I guarantee when we go to Pegasus, it's going to be like, oh, you wanted to go to Gilly, right? I could get you the... No, it's going to be the opposite. It'll be like, oh, you want to go to Eve? No, I want to go to Gilly. Can you target Gilly? No, I can't. Well, you suck then. All right. Create node, what do you got? 229 days. All right. That's going to have to be added to the alarm clock because you might be going first. How'd you swing that one? How on earth? Alright, burn time margin 1 minute. Apply. We should also be aligning them to all of their current maneuver nodes. Unicorn is out here doing some crazy maneuvering. I don't know. It hit the launch window. Unicorn, you hit the launch window. Wow. Alright, apparently, the other two just barely missed it. I'm mostly only sending that communication satellite so we can talk with the rovers and stuff, but... Wow. Alright, I guess we'll be relying on, the relays on these two this ship for now. Alright, that's a burn time of 58 seconds for this ship. Alright. Now the big question. Who's landing first? Pegasus? Or the Eve Buster? Let's find out. Pegasus! I don't know if you're landing first, but let's find out. I was just very happy to see Pegasus again, our favorite ship. It has been everywhere. It has done everything. Except go to Minmus, but that's okay. It doesn't have to go to Minmus. Alright, you know, oh no, wait, no, we got it. Okay, create node, when are you going? 1 year, 396 days. Pegasus gets to do the burn first! I think. Let me see. Let me make sure I got that right. The Peggy burn. Give me a sound notice on that. Yeah. Peggy burn is ahead by 109 days, more or less. It's ahead by a lot. The Peggy burn is going to be ahead of the Buster burn. And before any of that, we have the Unicorn burn. Unicorn is going to get there first somehow. I don't know. They managed to shed years off their flight time. which means we're probably going to be grabbing them first. But before that, we're gonna snap edit to our first burn, but I gotta go back over to EveCom and get it into the schedule here. I forgot to add it to the schedule. Okay, Unicorn is up first, coming up on burn here. 10 minutes out from burn. We are about 230 days into the mission. The current clock still... Yeah, we're still lined up. So Unicorn will get into orbit above Eve first. I mean, I guess that's good. Because, like, it's the support ship. If anything goes wrong, Unicorn needs to pick up the slack. So, like, if Pegasus can't swing back down to Eve and... That is the worst noise, and I put it on all of these. Ugh. Great. So yeah, if Pegasus can't make the turn and swing back down to Eve to pick up the crew of Eve Buster, Unicorn is gonna have to pick up the slack because it has way more fuel and way more range, and oh my god! Unicorn is an amazing ship! I want, like, 6 more, just like her! Alright, stand by. We're gonna get this as precise as possible. We will burn at 29 seconds. T-minus 29. Then we get, equal amounts of burn on T-minus and T-plus. She could go all out. She has the capacity to go all out. She's stable. She's the most stable exploration ship I've ever built. I'm honestly very proud of this thing. Again, launched all in one piece. One Piece. The One Piece is real. Beginning burn. This is a quick burn. Only about 50-something seconds. Her science bay is crooked. Oh, no, wait, no, that's right. I put it on upside down. My bad. Her regular standard set of scientific instruments are right here. We already have that data, don't we? Alright. Give me the gravity data. Oh, no, wait, no, that's right. We need the accelerometer. 1.7 Gs on this one! She actually has more thrust capacity than Pegasus. Which means these burns go faster. Oh! I really like this thing! We're getting better and better equipment with... Oh, my lord. I really like this thing, and I love the circular panels all the way on the back, too. Another thing about this ship is that, for some reason, it's way more energy efficient. Like, a burn like this would, eat through, Pegasus's, battery capacity, but we're at maximum thrust right here. And it might just be the angle, but... yeah... She's really, really good. Unicorn is a good ship. And there are calls in the chat for Pegasus to be retired. I haven't actually decided on that yet. You know you know what the greatest thing about this is? Not all the panels are open. There's 4 more at the front here that haven't been opened yet. 4 more Gigantor XL solar arrays that haven't been opened yet. It isn't even at maximum power generation capacity. But it has the trunk, which is the last thing that was added to Pegasus. It doesn't have the spinny bit, though. Or the telescope. Like, this thing does have fewer scientific instruments than Pegasus. It also doesn't have the arm, which we never used. But who cares? It's cool. Pegasus. Unicorn. I want 6 more just like it. 6 more of these exploration cruisers, all named after mythical creatures. So we'll have Centaur, Satyr, Cyclops, Kirin, Dragon. I guess we could do Dragon. Griffin. Crap, I wrote a fantasy world. How am I running out of mythical creatures? Alright. We're coming to the end of this burn. Stand by. 10. 9 more meters. Don't you dare flip on me. It's flipping. Ah, shit. Tell me we at least have intercept. We have even counter. Brilliant. Even counter 131 days. Eve escape 132. Sounds like a ram. We'll fine-tune our closest approach. But in the meantime... well, actually, no, let's do that now. Fine-tune closest approach to target. Eve's atmosphere is around 90,000, so we're gonna go a very safe 250 kilometers. Alright, there's no way that can be right. Hold up. Now create the node. Okay, that's correct. Okay. I was about to say, 1,000 meters? That does not sound like a fine-tune adjustment. That sounds like we're going to another planet. Either way, that node is in 43 days. So, we're gonna set that to, gonna set that into the alarm clock and put the sound on again for absolutely no reason other than to torture myself. What is wrong with me? Alright. I'm not even gonna record that burn because you guys know how good it's gonna go. So, I guess I'll see you guys at even counter. Alright, there she is. We have even counter. Periaps in 2 days and 4 hours. We're still ahead by Pegasus by about 1 year and 34 days. Alright, so circularize at the next periaps. Create. That's 1,519 meters per second of delta V to burn. Is doable. Very doable. Why on earth is our apogee at 30,000 though? Or periaps? Hang on. Okay. If we waited for 31,000, we would be in the periaps. Stand by. Plot the maneuvers myself this time. It's not hard. This is just a simple pro-grade burn. $262, that'll be fine. Burn time of 14 seconds. All right. Let's get her circularized. All right, coming in for parking. I burned way earlier than I planned on, but this is going to be the parking burn for our good old support ship. Now, some of you will notice there is a flag down there. I have visited this planet before, but back when I did, the game was in beta, and it was a lot easier to land here. Look, there's a Roderick-class rover down there, called Eve Horizon. It's been there for, what, 100 years? Something like that. That is the worst noise, stop it! Node is in T-minus 25 seconds, stand by, we need to spin the ship. Honestly, this doesn't have to be perfect. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. But while we're burning... Where's the sun? Oh, never mind. We'll have sunlight for this. Absolutely. Uni, you have 18 seconds to get oriented here. The moment you are oriented, I'm going to burn. But in the meantime, there it is. We finally get to see the purple one. I'm gonna need someone in the lab. Samby, I know you're captain of this mission, but I need you down in the lab. Okay, that didn't help. Target switching locked. Why? Cancel. Whatever. Start the burn. There she is. We are go for parking burn. Can I get a crew report on that? Can't help but notice how incredibly purple the planet is. The shiny oceans are mesmerizing. It is beautiful, if a bit blurry, but that might be the atmosphere. For God's sake, I will EVA him there myself if I have to. I don't know why he won't move. The lab is operational. We'll have to wait for Pegasus to get over here. And of course, we're also seeing it at sunrise, so, you know, not totally the best time to look at the coloring of the planet. But anyway, that was the first of our 5 ships. I think in the next video, Pegasus might be coming in for a parking burn around our other problematic mission. Gilly. Great.